traffic behind.
Sector 211.656. Last time 23.242. Delta to meter 0.229. Laps of fuel 1. Hit next lap. On lap 4.
Rough.
There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors.
Sector 212.515. Sector 111.609.
What time of the session was that?
Sector 211.562. Lap time 23.168. You passed lap. Delta to meter 0.156. E6. Laps of fuel 2. On lap 5. Sector 111.515.
Is the car rejoining?
Sector 211.546. Lap time 23.071. You passed lap. Delta to meter 0.059.
Lap time was
E3.
23.07.
Laps of fuel 1. Hit next lap. On lap 6.
We've been called into the pits by the stewards for repairs. You've got 2 minutes of fuel remaining. Pit exit's clear.
Sector 213.718. Sector 111.718. Sector 211.734. Lap time 23.353. Delta to meter 0.340. E4. Laps of fuel 1. Hit next lap. On lap 7.
Alright guys, welcome to tonight's Nashville Indy 200 for the Yap Mega Driver 86 IndyCar Series, round number 4 of 10. Just a couple things for tonight. Sorry, yawning. We will be using the back straightaway to pit. So we'll be pitting off of 3. So going, using that warm-up lane of 3 and 4. So I recommend practicing that if you haven't already. If a track has a warm-up lane, just assume that we're going to use it moving forward. As far as pace speed tonight, for our extra lap, it'll be 90 to 95 miles per hour. That would be probably, I think, 140 kilometers. And you want to correct me, I think by now I figured it out. Hey everyone. Hola.
It was a perfect Portuguese, Murphy, so I will just speak in Portuguese with you from now on.
Will do, Chad. I did look at it earlier too.
Alright, we'll just make sure you get that thing fixed.
Run it by me again.
Did you get my DM to you on here? Did you read that?
For where you were sending it to everybody for like practice, qualifying, and the races and that stuff?
No, I just sent you a text DM on iRacing. Look at your text chat.
I'll have to check it out here in a minute since I put my car back in the pit box. I want to practice that thing you were talking about, like in turn 3. I'm gonna go ahead and run a practice lap and I'll check my message. I mean, finish this coming lap, I should say.
Outside of that, guys, typical normal rules for us. Our race here 3 seasons ago, was an hour and 28 minutes. It was fast. So let's try to keep that train going tonight. We have a decent sized field, which I was hoping for, because I think we're going to need some traffic to make this race interesting. Just a couple of announcements as well. Thank you to Dudas Castro Netherlands, who made our Indy 500 logo, which was released today for December. So thank you for him on that. Make sure you guys check the schedule for our quote-unquote month of May for practices, qualifying, in the race.
Yeah, I saw that logo earlier today on Twitter. It looks really cool.
Yeah, you did a good job. And then the last announcement, guys, as you guys saw with the vote, I think about 25 guys voted, and about 90% of the votes were to switch to Thursday night next year. I don't think that affects really anybody, maybe 1 or 2 guys. Hopefully we can figure that out with their schedules. So thank you guys for voting on that. That was a decision that has been in the works for a while. I just didn't want to step on any other toes as far as leagues. But yes, the Thursday nights will be our series next season. I think that's actually going to help our car count even more. So we're doing some big things with the series moving forward. We're currently averaging about 250 views a race, which to not be on a name brand network or anything like that is pretty good. So let's keep that up. And then if you guys have any other questions, let me know.
Yeah, hey, can we give Burrell a round of applause for sending that video in of Michigan? It's got over 50,000 views on social right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Kevin. I'm awful with replays. I'll be right back, though. Yeah, no problem.
I save almost every replay in existence of like every race I run because I have like a huge network attached drive, so I have like basically infinite storage. So I have like an unbelievable amount of race replays. So if you ever need something you didn't save, chances are if you were in a race with me, I probably still have it. So just a good note for anyone who ever needs a race replay. I almost certainly will have it if you were in the race with me, even if it was a race that I like immediately crashed out of.
Well, 90, 95 miles per hour, so I don't know what that is kilometers. You should probably figure that out.
So just to refresh my mind, and under yellows we do the restart and then we do one extra lap. But and during the race start is regular one. Green flag we push, right?
Yeah. So just a reminder. So when the yellow, so when we get 1 to go on iRacing, we really have 2 to go. When we get the green on iRacing, we have 1 to go, and we'll pick the pace up. And again, we do that because in real life, first off, the IndyCar pace speed's way faster than this because it's based off of NASCAR, and it kind of helps our restarts a little bit.
Appreciate it.
I've had this wheel for almost 5 years, and I just figured out there's buttons behind the paddle that I can use for fuel mixtures. Instead of reaching across and using my keyboard. I think that's your clutch. No, it's a button. It's an L3 and R3 because it's obviously PS3 or PS4 compatible. I don't have a clutch on the wheel. It would be the pedals, but I don't need it.
Ten laps to go.
fastest lap for right, 23.00. Pit exit looks clear. That's the fastest lap for Ricklefield, 22.95.
One thing, guys, I did forget to mention that I do want to remind everybody. This was something that was brought to my attention
Sector
in the last couple weeks. and It's something that I wanted to make known now, and it's kind of enforced in Ohio. Anything you do to manipulate the sim in an unrealistic way will
Sector
be a penalty. You'll have an end of the line penalty. You will start lap down. It'll be called a lap. What I mean by that is it is qualifying. So if you're found that you are doing burnout, like running through the grass, burning fuel is a big one with this car. If you are caught doing any of those things in qualifying, you will be held a lap, you'll be put to the back of the field on the start, and you'll be given, you'll be forced to be held a lap on pit road.
On lap 2,
Cody will be
Sector
checking that. He
11.937.
will definitely be checking the top 5 to 10 drivers, if possible, for that.
Sector
So please, I think we're going to
2
respect for ourselves and
Lap
really
time
not to be stupid stuff like that.
23.774.
So guys, just please
Delta
respect the
to
rules when it comes to that.
0.828.
Are there any questions with that?
E3. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 3,
Slow out
Sector
lap
111.828.
Yeah, I mean, if you go, like I said, if you go out and you're just coasting on the
Sector
apron and you get up on the track, as long as you're not doing some of the manipulative
Lap time
because in real life we do that, so the warm-up lap, especially, they're coast around and just get the tire heat going.
E3. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 4, Sector 111.875.
22.95.
Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.756. Delta to leader 0.810. E3. Laps of fuel 49.
Fastest lap for
On lap 5,
22.
Sector 111.953. Sector 211.954. Sector 18.296.
End of the session, P4. That's a new fastest lap for Rexing, 23.02. Pit exit's clear, push. Okay, Cesar, we've got 2 laps to get the job done. Fastest lap for Stanley, 23.01. Fastest lap for
Troyano.
22.91.
Sector 215.031. Sector 111.734. Last lap. Sector 211.593. Lap time 23.330. Delta to leader 0.465. P9. Laps of fuel 2. On lap 2. Sector 111.593. Sector 211.531.
You're now 0.
Lap time 23.106. Delta to leader 0.241. P7. Laps of fuel 1. Hit next lap. On lap 3.
That's the end of the session. P13.
Check the fuel. Estimated 70.0 liters.
Hey Chad, even though I qualified, could I get an EOL?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. T.
So reminder, the extra lap when we have restarts will be 90 miles per hour, 150 kilometers per hour. We are pitting off the back straightaway. Under green, under yellow, we will pit off of 4, but under green, we will pit off of 3. Any questions on that? All right, and then the other thing, obviously you guys are well aware of this, but you cannot go below the yellow line at any point on the track, especially the front straightaway tri-oval section. If they pass somebody below it, they got to give the spot back. If they're gaining an advantage, it's a warning. And then if it's continuous, then yes, it would be a drive-through. Alright guys, good luck.
$200 laps, 13th place. The track temp is 25. The air temp is 23 Celsius. Follow car number 13 in the outside column. Okay, Cesar.
We are racing next week too, by the way. We're at Homestead next Friday. We actually raced 3 weeks in a row. So we're tonight, Homestead, then Road America. The Road America set's on Discord. If you guys can try it out for me, I'd appreciate it.
Catch up to car number 13. Go, go.
Sector 24.000. Sector 113.406.
Still there. You're clear on the inside. Far inside. Clear inside.
Sector 212.265. Lap time 30.784. Delta to leader 29.784.
Hold your line.
13. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 2 of 200. Sector 112.375. Sector 212.218. Lap time 24.579. Delta to leader 1.025. P12. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 3 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 211.984. Lap time 23.902. Delta to leader 0.349. P12. Laps of fuel 55.
Outside.
On lap 4 of 200.
Clear outside.
Sector 111.890.
Outside. Ease. Hold your line. Clear outside. Far
Sector
inside.
212.000.
Careful, still there.
Lap time 23.890.
Clear low.
Delta to leader 0.336. P11.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 54.
Hold your
On
line.
lap 5 of 200. Sector 112.140.
Hold your line. Clear low.
Sector 212.078. Lap time 24.249. Delta to leader 0.695. P11. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 6 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.904. Delta to leader 0.350. P11. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 7 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.857. Delta to leader 0.303. P11. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 8 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.910. Delta to leader 0.356. P11. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 9 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.982. Delta to leader 0.428. P11. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 10 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.984.
Outside.
Lap time 23.928.
There.
Delta to leader 0.375. P11. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 11 of 200. Sector 112.109. Sector 212.062. Lap time 24.178. Delta to leader 0.624. P11. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 12 of 200. Sector 112.015. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.988. Delta to leader 0.434. P11.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 47.
Still there.
On lap 13 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.093. Lap time 24.031. Delta to leader 0.477. P10. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 14 of 200. Sector 112.015. Sector 212.015. Lap time 24.024. Delta to leader 0.470. P10. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 15 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.771. Delta to leader 0.218. P10. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 16 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.780. Delta to leader 0.226. P10. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 17 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.730. Delta to leader 0.176. P10. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 18 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.920. Delta to leader 0.366. P10. Laps of fuel 41. On lap 19 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.928. Delta to leader 0.375. P10. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 20 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.847. Delta to leader 0.293. P10. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 21 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 12.045. Lap time 23.981. Delta to leader 0.427. P10. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 23 of 200. Sector 112.015. Sector 212.140. Lap time 24.066. Delta to leader 0.513. P11. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 24 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.944. Delta to leader 0.390. P11. Laps of fuel 38. On lap 25 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.949. Delta to leader 0.395. P11. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 26 of 200. Sector 112.015. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.945. Delta to leader 0.391. P11. Laps of fuel 35. On lap 27 of 200. Sector 111.828. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.769. Delta to leader 0.216. P11. Laps of fuel 34. On lap 28 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.896. Delta to leader 0.342. P11. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 29 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.878. Delta to leader 0.325. P11. Laps of fuel 31. On lap 30 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.826. Delta to leader 0.273. P11. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 31 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.045. Lap time 23.965. Delta to leader 0.411. P11. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 32 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.843. Lap time 23.743. Delta to leader 0.190. P11. Laps of fuel 28. On lap 33 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.731. Delta to leader 0.178. P11. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 34 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.829. Delta to leader 0.275. P11. Laps of fuel 26. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 39 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.941. Delta to leader 0.388. E11. Laps of fuel 20. On lap 40 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.938. Delta to leader 0.385. E11. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 41 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.944. Delta to leader 0.390. E11. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 42 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.941. Delta to leader 0.387. E11. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 43 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 212.062. Lap time 23.968. Delta to leader 0.415. E11. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 44 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.906. Delta to leader 0.353. E11. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 45 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.862. Delta to leader 0.309. E11. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 46 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.871. Delta to leader 0.318. E11. Laps of fuel 13. On lap 47 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.854. Delta to leader 0.301. E11. Laps of fuel 12. On lap 48 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.792. Delta to leader 0.238. E11. Laps of fuel 11. On lap 49 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.987. Delta to leader 0.433. E11. Laps of fuel 10. On lap 50 of 200. Sector 112.156. Sector 211.859. Lap time 24.015. Delta to leader 0.462. E11. Laps of fuel 9. On lap 51 of 200. Sector 112.125.
Bill, is there a reason you're defending while a couple laps down?
Sector 212.046. Lap time 24.125.
Sorry, Chad, I was trying to give you as much swing in as possible there, trying to get under me.
P10.
All good.
Laps of fueling. On lap 52 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.946. Delta to leader 0.392. P10. Laps of fuel 7. On lap 53 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.937. Lap time 24.029. Delta to leader 0.475. P9. Laps of fuel 5. On lap 54 of 200. Sector 111.920. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.809. Delta to leader 0.256. P9. Laps of fuel 4. On lap 55 of 200. Sector 111.796. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.752. Delta to leader 0.198. P9. Laps of fuel 3. On lap 56 of 200. Sector 111.828. Sector 211.843. Lap time 23.667. Delta to leader 0.113. P8. Laps of fuel 2. On lap 57 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.964. Delta to leader 0.410.
This time.
7. Laps of fuel 1. Hit next lap. On lap 58 of 200. Box. Sector 112.031. 473. 468.7 liters.
Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
300. 200.
Box in 5. 4,
100.
3, 2, 1.
Lap time 37.376.
Hitting
0.
Car
7
approaching,
seconds into
don't
box.
cross the white line.
You go out with
Go low, Nick, I'm kidding.
455.0 laps. Sector 212.296. Lap time 50.823. Delta to leader 27.182. P19. Laps of fuel 60. On lap 60 of 200. Sector
Now I gotta meet Paul. Thanks a lot, dude.
115. Sector 211.954.
Improve your race too.
Lap time 23.993. Delta to leader 0.383.
Pretty deep if whatever happened.
P16. Laps of fuel 59.
Yeah, I got ran over from the
On
pit
lap
road.
61 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.794.
65.
Delta to leader 0.184. P14. Laps of fuel 58. On lap 62 of 200. Sector 111.953.
Severe damage tally on the 14.
Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.850. Delta to leader 0.239. E12. Laps of fuel 57. On lap 63 of 200. Sector 111.796. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.677. Delta to leader 0.066. E12. Laps of fuel 56. On lap 64 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.839. Delta to leader 0.228. E12. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 65 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.859. Lap time 23.740. Delta to leader 0.187. E12. Laps of fuel 54. On lap 66 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.800. Delta to leader 0.247. E12. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 67 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.809. Delta to leader 0.255. E12. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 68 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.750. Delta to leader 0.196. E12. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 69 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.836. Delta to leader 0.282. E12. Laps of fuel 50. On lap 70 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.829. Delta to leader 0.275. E12. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 71 of 200. Sector 111.906.
Slap cars, take a line, that'd be great.
Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.868. Delta to leader 0.315. E12. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 72 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 211.984. Lap time 23.939. Delta to leader 0.385. E12. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 73 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.873. Delta to leader 0.320. E12. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 74 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.886. Delta to leader 0.333. E12. Laps of fuel 44. 211.937. Lap time 23.828. Delta to leader 0.274. P12. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 76 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.984. Delta to leader 0.431. P12. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 77 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.859. Lap time 23.724. Delta to leader 0.170. P12. Laps of fuel 41. On lap 78 of 200. Sector 111.829. Sector 211.920. Lap time 23.757. Delta to leader 0.203. P12. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 79 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.851. Delta to leader 0.297. P12. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 80 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 212.046. Lap time 24.048. Delta to leader 0.494. P12. Laps of fuel 38. On lap 81 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.031. Lap time 23.970. Delta to leader 0.416. P12. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 82 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.935. Delta to leader 0.382. P12. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 83 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.794. Delta to leader 0.240. P12. Laps of fuel 35. On lap 84 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.884. Delta to leader 0.330. P12. Laps of fuel 34. On lap 85 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.798. Delta to leader 0.244. P12. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 86 of 200. Sector 111.921.
Okay, so the next car is
Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.863. Delta to leader 0.309. P12. Laps of fuel 32. On lap 87 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 212.031. Lap time 23.960. Delta to leader 0.407. P12. Laps of fuel 31. On lap 88 of 200. Sector 111.921.
Clear outside.
Sector 212.093. Lap time 24.008. Delta to leader 0.456. P12. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 89 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.963. Delta to leader 0.411. P12. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 90 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 212.015. Lap time 23.916. Delta to leader 0.364. P12. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 91 of 200. Sector
Can lap part 3 stick
111.937.
to a line?
Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.932. Delta to leader 0.380. P12. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 92 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 212.062. Lap time 24.043. Delta to leader 0.491. P12. Laps of fuel 25. On lap 93 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.944. Delta to leader 0.392. P12. Laps of fuel 24. On lap 94 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 212.046. Lap time 24.027. Delta to leader 0.475. P12. Laps of fuel 23. On lap 95 of 200. Sector 112.015. Sector 212.062. Lap time 24.079. Delta to leader 0.527. P12. Laps of fuel 22.
Still there.
On lap 96 of 200. Sector 111.954. Sector 212.156.
Still there.
Lap time 24.109. Delta to leader 0.557. P11. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 97 of 200. Sector 112.125. Sector 211.953. Lap time 24.082. Delta to leader 0.530. P11. Laps of fuel 20. On lap 98 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 212.031. Lap time 23.949. Delta to leader 0.397. P11. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 99 of 200. Sector 111.968.
Still there.
Sector 212.079. Lap time 24.054. Delta to leader 0.502. P11. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 100 of 200. Sector 112.045. Sector 0.463. P10. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 101 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.897. Delta to leader 0.345. P10. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 102 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.842.
After all that,
Delta to leader 0.290. P10.
What happened?
Laps of fuel 15. On lap 103 of 200. Sector 111.828. Sector 212.062. Lap time 23.805. Delta to leader 0.253. P10. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 104 of 200. Sector 111.828. 468.
What's your speed?
454.4 liters. 300. 200.
Box in for 5, 4,
100.
3, 2, 1.
Lap
Box
time
now.
36.652. 0.
There's traffic
35
behind.
seconds at
Watch your
mid-box.
mirrors, don't
You
cross the
go out
white
at
line.
69.8 liters, 455.1 laps.
Now do you want putting in the lap?
Gap to Macedon ahead is increasing. It's now 8.9 seconds.
Sector 212.359. Lap time 48.454. Delta to leader 24.902. P17. Laps of fuel 60. On lap 106 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.808. Delta to leader 0.256. P17. Laps of fuel 59. On lap 107 of 200. Sector 111.906.
Okay, Cesar, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.867.
Consistency, keep it up.
Delta to leader 0.315. P17. Laps of
Heading out.
fuel 58. On lap 108 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.920. Lap time 23.845. Delta to leader 0.293. P14. Laps of fuel 57.
24
On
hitting.
lap 109 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.909. Delta to leader 0.357. P14. Laps of fuel 56.
Or outside.
On lap 110 of 200.
Still there.
Sector 111.890. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.870. Delta to leader 0.318. P13. Laps of fuel 55. On lap 111 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.968. 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.799. Delta to leader 0.247. E13. Laps of fuel 53. On lap 113 of 200. Sector 111.828.
Careful, still there.
Sector 211.921.
Still there.
Lap time 23.763. Delta to leader 0.211. E13. Laps of fuel 52. On lap 114 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.975. Delta to leader 0.423. E13. Laps of fuel 51. On lap 115 of 200. Sector 111.796. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.627. Delta to leader 0.075. E13. Laps of fuel 49. On lap 116 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.796. Lap time 23.625. Delta to leader 0.083. E13. Laps of fuel 48. On lap 117 of 200. Sector 111.750. Sector 211.859. Lap time 23.630. Delta to leader 0.090. E12. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 118 of 200. Sector 112.000. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.864. Delta to leader 0.325. E11. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 119 of 200. Sector 111.796. Sector 211.796. Lap time 23.601. Delta to leader 0.061. E11. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 120 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.720. Delta to leader 0.180. E11. Laps of fuel 44. On lap 121 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.781. Delta to leader 0.171. E11. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 122 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.807. Delta to leader 0.196. E10. Laps of fuel 41. On lap 123 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.9 Sector 212.078. Lap time 24.029. Delta to leader 0.418.
I would just love a little clean air in the tree.
E9. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 126 of 200. Sector 111.984. Sector 212.062. Lap time 24.059. Delta to leader 0.448.
Gaps now.
E9.
1, 2, 3.
Laps of fuel 38. On lap 127 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.031. Lap time 23.983. Delta to leader 0.373. E9. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 128 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.914. Delta to leader 0.304. E9. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 129 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.819. Delta to leader 0.208. E9. Laps of fuel 35. On lap 130 of 200. Sector 111.937. Sector 211.984. Lap time 23.943. Delta to leader 0.404.
In front is
E9. Laps of fuel 34. On lap 131 of 200.
behind us now.
Sector 111.906. Sector 211.937. Lap time 23.841. Delta to leader 0.301. E9. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 132 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 212.000. Lap time 23.909. Delta to leader 0.369. E9. Laps of fuel 31. On lap 133 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.031. Lap time 23.989. Delta to leader 0.450. E9. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 134 of 200. Sector 112.031. Sector 212.093. Lap time 24.148. Delta to leader 0.682. E9. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 135 of 200. Sector 112.031. Sector 212.015. Lap time 24.040. Delta to leader 0.574. E9. Laps of fuel 28. On lap 136 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.826. Delta to leader 0.360. E9. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 137 of 200. Sector 111.8 211.953. Lap time 23.845. Delta to leader 0.386. P9. Laps of fuel 23. On lap 141 of 200. Sector 111.953. Sector 211.953. Lap time 23.897. Delta to leader 0.438. P9. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 142 of 200. Sector 111.937.
Wrecking on the front. Me on the front. I'm down low.
Sector 212.000.
Just done it.
Lap time 23.951. Delta to leader 0.492. P9. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 143 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.777. Delta to leader 0.318. P9. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 144 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.794. Delta to leader 0.335. P9. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 145 of 200. Sector 111.812. Sector 211.843. Lap time 23.670. Delta to leader 0.211. P9. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 146 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.760. Delta to leader 0.301. P9. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 147 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.742. Delta to leader 0.283. P9. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 148 of 200. Sector 111.890. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.798. Delta to leader 0.339. P9. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 149 of 200. Sector 111.843.
Okay, so there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.727.
Did you actually wall it there?
Delta to leader 0.268. P9. Laps of fuel 13. On lap 150 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.891. Delta to leader 0.432. P9. Laps of fuel 12. On lap 151 of 200. Sector 111.906.
Yeah, help me out
Sector
here, man.
211.921. Lap time 23.820. Delta to leader 0.361. P9. Laps of fuel 11. On lap 152 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.820. Delta to leader 0.361. P8. Laps of fuel 10. On lap 1
lap?
P7. Laps of fuel 9. On lap 154 of 200. Sector 111.968. Sector 212.078. Lap time 24.060. Delta to leader 0.601. P6. Laps of fuel 7. On lap 155 of 200. Sector 111.937. 472.
Hang out.
448.0 liters. 300. 200.
Box in 5, 4,
100.
3, 2.
Lap time
1.
36.994. 0.
There's a car
35 seconds and
approaching.
hit box.
Stay behind the white line.
Window out with 55.0 liters, 443.4 laps. Hit window open.
Engine side.
All right, stays on. There's a car exiting at pit 10 zone.
Sector 212.296. Lap time 48.995. Delta to leader 25.536. P17. Laps of fuel 47. On lap 157 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.717. Delta to leader 0.258. P16. Laps of fuel 46. On lap 158 of 200.
Ahead is now.
Sector
6 seconds.
111.765.
There's a car leaving the pit lane.
Sector 211.750. Lap time 23.527.
9 seconds.
Delta to leader 0.067. P14. Laps of fuel 45. On lap 159 of 200. Sector 111.687. Sector 211.781. Lap time 23.451. Delta to leader 0.007. P14. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 160 of 200. Sector 111.765. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.598. Delta to leader 0.139. P12. Laps of fuel 43. On lap 161 of 200. Sector 111.829. Sector 211.750. Lap time 23.572. Delta to leader 0.112. P11. Laps of fuel 42. On lap 162 of 200. Sector 111.718. Sector 211.796. Lap time 23.520. Delta to leader 0.061. P11. Laps of fuel 40. On lap 163 of 200. Sector 111.750. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.622. Delta to leader 0.163. P11. Laps of fuel 39. On lap 164 of 200.
In front is now.
Sector 111.781. Sector 211.829. Lap time 23.615. Delta to leader 0.156. P11. Laps of fuel 38. On lap 165 of 200. Sector 111.828. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.670. Delta to leader 0.211. P11. Laps of fuel 37. On lap 166 of 200. Sector 111.78. Sector 211.812. Lap time 23.576. Delta to leader 0.116. P10. Laps of fuel 36. On lap 167 of 200. Sector 111.781. Sector 211.781. Lap time 23.575. Delta to leader 0.116. P10. Laps of fuel 35. On lap 168 of 200. Sector 111.781. Sector 211.812. Lap time 23.587. Delta to leader 0.128. P10. Laps of fuel 34. On lap 169 of 200. Sector 111.781.
There's a car exit at the pits.
Sector 211.718. Lap time 23.505. Delta to leader 0.046. P10. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 170.
Take it here, Alex. You get a run.
Sector 111.796. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.624.
5 seconds.
Delta to leader 0.165. P10. Laps of fuel 32. On lap 171 of 200. Sector 111.921. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.809. Delta to leader 0.350. P9. Laps of fuel 31. On lap 172 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.750. Lap time 23.604. Delta to leader 0.144. P9. Laps of fuel 30. On lap 173 of 200. Sector 111.906. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.784.
Good job, there we go.
Delta to leader 0.173. P8. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 174 of 200. Sector 111.796. Sector 211.828. Lap time 23.651. Delta to leader 0.040. P8. Laps of fuel 27. On lap 175 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.968. Lap time 23.723. Delta to leader 0.112. P8. Laps of fuel 26. On lap 176 of 200. Sector 111.781. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.745. Delta to leader 0.134.
Ahead is now 150.
Laps of fuel 25. On lap 177 of 200. Sector 111.875. Sector 211.796. Lap time 23.670. Delta to leader 0.060. PA. Laps of fuel 24. On lap 178 of 200. Sector 111.859. Sector 211.875. Lap time 23.730. Delta to leader 0.119. PA. Laps of fuel 23. On lap 179 of 200. Sector 111.812. Sector 211.890. Lap time 23.709. Delta to leader 0.099.
Sorry.
PA. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 180 of 200. Sector 111.875.
Reckon
3.968.
Thank you very much.
Lap time 23.822.
Race cars out.
Delta to
Line up,
leader
single file.
0.211.
I just witnessed the most insane netcode I've ever seen on iRacing.
Laps of fuel 21. On lap
Catch up. We gotta go. We gotta go.
181 of
Catch up. Catch
200.
up. Catch up.
Sector 114.000. Sector 214.609. Lap time 28.618. Delta to leader 5.008. PA. Laps of fuel 21. On lap 182 of 200. Sector 114.890.
Caution was due to net code, no tally.
Just to confirm, since I'm right behind the pace car a lap down, I'll get a wave around and I'm allowed to pit.
Lap time 50.246.
Correct.
Delta to leader 26.635.
Thank you.
PA. Laps of fuel 20. On lap 183 of 200.
Pits are open.
When do we
Sector
wave?
144.547.
iRacing will give you the wave.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get the wave around. It'll tell you the pits are closed when you come around, but the black flag for that will be cleared.
Alright, thanks.
It won't be a holding black
Sector
flag, right? It's just the end of the line.
241.437. Lap time
Yes.
125.985.
Well, no, it's pit. It'll just be cleared.
Delta to leader 102.599.
Yeah, I know it'll be cleared,
Yeah.
but I know if it's a holding
Laps
one,
of
you gotta do
fuel
it before we
20.
hit the stall or it will
On
hold
lap
you.
184 of 200.
I will hit it.
Caution. You'll still be under caution at that point, so it won't make you serve any black flags.
10-4, thank you all.
Did Adrian have a pit or no? Nope. Started Rodrigo. Oh, there's a lot of lap cars.
Sector 142.639.
Yeah, we need another caution under 10 to go. I'm just burning my right front out more as the race goes on. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm plus 20 on the weight jacker. I don't know if there's anything
Safety
to do
car
with
is
it.
out. Pits are now open.
That should help.
Help tire wear?
Well, it should help your front right at least. But, you know, it should make the right rear worse. But, yeah, there's only so much you can do with this set, unfortunately. It's just, you know, when they have the super speedway wing at Nashville. That's the way it is.
200.
Yeah, I'm just getting my doors blown off here late in these runs. I don't.
100.
As the race goes on, it's getting worse. It's something I'm doing with the
Lap time 127.126.
That, and I think you just need to take a huge effort to save the tires. Just really pull out early every time. Just whip out so early.
That could be it.
Ford Ender.
Behind is
When
okay.
during this time, gentlemen, remember we're not
38
going
seconds
green.
to hitbox.
Can I wave her off?
Go out with 23.1 liters, or 19.0 laps.
If you are behind the leader, you are not going to be waved around.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
green flag.
Sector 237.797. Lap time 120.990. Delta to leader 57.604. P10. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 186 of 200.
After reviewing the caution further, there will be a challenge to the 54. Once he was damaged, he came down the track, hitting
Sector
the
125.141.
Did he hold his brake or no?
Sector 222.625. Lap time 47.759. Delta to leader 24.37.
It happened while he was trying to turn down the track in the pit road.
Laps of fuel 18. On lap 187 of 200. Sector 112.718.
Outside.
Sector 211.968. Lap time 24.564. Delta to leader 1.178. P10. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 188 of 200. Sector 111.718. Sector 211.906. Lap time 23.738. Delta to leader 0.683. P10. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 189 of 200. Sector 111.765.
Hey, could you please let me go?
Sector 211.859.
Yeah, sit on the outside.
Lap time 23.643. Delta to leader 0.588.
Thank you.
P10. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 190 of 200. Sector 111.828. Sector 211.906.
Outside.
Lap time 23.683. Delta to leader 0.628. P10. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 191 of 200. Sector 111.859. 0.717. Delta to leader 0.662. P9. Laps of fuel 12. On lap 193 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.812. Lap time 23.63.
Really? Like,
Delta to leader 0.583. P9.
I made
Laps
my
of
life,
fuel
buddy.
11. On lap 194 of 200. Sector 111.812. Sector 211.812. Lap time 23.649. Delta to leader 0.594. P9. Laps of fuel 10. On lap 195 of 200. Sector 111.812. Sector 211.718. Lap time 23.517. Delta to leader 0.462. P9. Laps of fuel 9. On lap 196 of 200. Sector 111.843. Sector 211.921. Lap time 23.772. Delta to leader 0.717. P9. Laps of fuel 8. On lap 197 of 200. Sector 111.828.
Thiago, come on, get out of the way, man. It's a battle for position here.
Sector 211.984. Lap time 23.809. Delta to leader 0.754. P9. Laps of fuel 7. On lap 198 of 200. Sector 111.937. Last lap. Sector 211.920. Lap time 23.864. Delta to leader 0.809. P8. Laps of fuel 6. On lap 199 of 200. Sector 11.639.
Good way, Adriano.
Sector 211.781.
I don't know why during the lap time light leaders on fresh tires.
Delta to leader 0.464.
Think about that.
P8. Laps of fuel 4.
Lap cars still have the right to race on the track, just an FYI.
Sector 16.578.
They're not pulling over for you. They have the same right to race for position as you do. Some people seem to forget that.
Yeah, you don't really know what was going on, so it's not worth talking about.
474.
22 is multiple laps down and he ignored me as I was passing him, so I don't know why that's okay.
300.
Yeah, I mean, the 22 pulled in front of Sudik and cost him 2 spots.
Fox in,
And
5.
he's multiple laps down. He threw the biggest block I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he just about cleaned out 4 cars.
0.
And that's all I'm going to say.
Well done, Adrian. You race everybody else.
Get podium, you three.
Yeah, I mean, good job to Adriano and the guys up front, but, I mean, come on. If you're 7, 8 laps down, you can't just pull in front of people that are fighting for position like that. And that's all I have to say about that.
Dudes, with all due respect, you kept changing your line a lap and a half, 2 laps down, and it wasn't just to me. So I understand you had a fast car, but you also have to respect the other drivers as well, especially when they're trying to make a move on you. So I understand that you had your lap times, but it's about racecraft, my friend. You absolutely didn't let me by, but I'm not going to spam chat. I'm sorry. No, you're good. I was just I was trying to politely ask if you would have held your line. That would be fine. I think the issue is it's not so much lap traffic racing leaders, because I mean all of us watch IndyCar. Lap traffic stays in the lane. It's just about holding a consistent line. That's all. There was a couple times I felt like, not going to point fingers. I think drivers know who, but there was a couple times where drivers were taking the air off the car behind for really no reason at all. Huge arches down when a lap leader's trying to go low. I mean, if you're one lap down, it's fine, especially late in the race, because there was a lot of cars. There was a lot of cars up front there that were racing for position that were lapped. But if you're multiple laps down and you're not really racing too much, literally nothing, that's where it gets tricky, and that's where I think guys are just looking for a little more respect there. But definitely guys that are one lap down or 2 laps down racing each other for position. I mean, they don't really have to move over. We just ask that everybody holds their line as best as possible, and that's really all we can do.
Yeah, I mean the thing for me is, Chad. I mean, I mean Nick and me and Caesar coming on tires, and there's a lap car that's multiple laps down, not on tires, and he threw a block at Suez, and I thought we were all dead. That's my issue. There's just no reason for that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Managing my tires, and then when the time came to use them, it's just like it just got affected for no reason, and I got chopped twice, if not thrice.
I think that's the issue, Chad. It's not them racing. It's not lappers racing, and it's not lappers racing hard. There's no reason for the guy running 20th to be chopping the leader or chopping guys that are fighting for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th with 5 to go. He's on his own lap. I mean, he's moving lanes on the straightaway and throwing blocks. I mean, that's just not.
Isso aí, valeu. Acabou-se. P8. Que deu? Primeira coisa completa da temporada. Eu consegui fazer na 4ª etapa, hein? Caraca. Perdi a última em Mid-Ohio. Simplesmente esqueci. E agora é isso. Foda. Mas é isso aí, galera. Obrigado quem tá aí assistindo. Quem teve paciência, foi uma corrida longa. Vou dormir. Descansar um pouco. Que o dia foi longo. É isso aí. Semana que vem tem novidade.